Pittsburgh Steelers fans, welcome back to another episode of the Scho Bro Show. This is behind the steel curtain editor Dave Schofield coming at you once again. It's Tuesday night. It's almost 9:15. And where else would you rather be, especially on a night like tonight and what we're doing tonight, where you all are the focus of what's going on. But with me to help coordinate it all, as always, is my big brother Rich. How's it going tonight, Big Bro Scho?
It's cold.
It's cold.
It's cold.
It's cold.
Snowing and
It's
windy
snowing.
and nasty out here in the mountains. It's ridiculous. It should be warm. I should be thinking fishing. Right now, the only fishing I'm probably thinking about is ice fishing. It's ridiculous, but it is good because, the draft is down to Chris Boswell. So
Down to Chris Boswell. Yeah, okay. That's
right. Wasn't that the picture I saw?
That's the picture today from the Steelers. Yep, the draft is 9 days away. To take your line, can't wait because, as I say over and over again, I don't like to fall in love with prospects. I like to fall in love with Pittsburgh Steelers players. So Tell me who the players are going to be so we can fall in love. It's a love story. Sorry. So
really,
tonight is a good night because this is our third annual mock draft stimulation. I know it's simulation. No, because the title of the show tonight is oh man, now I can't even see it anymore. It's a simulation stimulation. Brian Anthony Davis, I said, whatever you want to call the show, I'm good as long as you know that we're doing our draft today. He says a simulation of draft stimulation. There we go. That's what it is. And that's what we're doing tonight. So we're going to be getting to our mock draft simulator here in a little bit, where you all in the live chat are going to be chiming in to make the pick. Rich is going to be kind of discerning those things. I will share my screen. Hopefully it will be big enough people can see it. We'll be talking about it. One of the biggest fun things about this is getting a good laugh out of me completely butchering names. And people are like, how do you not know these players? I read these players. I don't watch TV. And I listen to BTSC podcasts. So unless someone else has talked about it, and I still don't trust maybe Jeff Hartman to get the name right either. But if you're like, how come you don't know? I can read the name. I just can't pronounce the name. So don't make fun of the dyslexic guy for not being able to read their names. I
will be here tonight doing one thing, making sure of one thing, reminding everybody of one thing.
That
I hate mock drafts.
You hate mock drafts. You hate mock drafts. Before we do that, we have a couple of pieces of business to get past.
Mm-hmm.
First, the Steelers did make a quote-unquote roster move today. Well, first they Marcus Allen signed his restricted free agent tender. I already had him chalked up as being on the roster. He just had to sign it and make it formal. So that was one. But then minutes later, the report comes out that the Steelers claimed off waivers wide receiver Miles Boykin, who was released by the Baltimore Ravens. So that's interesting to see because, the Ravens, how do I say it? That's not a place where receivers often go and thrive, if you think about it. And I know a few years ago, Boykin was a name that some people really liked for the Steelers. And then the next year, like, well, maybe they'll get his teammate in Chase Claypool, and the Steelers did. So we'll see how that works out. They claimed him off waivers. I'll do a salary cap update article for first thing tomorrow morning about how that's all going to play out. But Rich, what do you think there?
Let's see. How much do I want to get into with this real quick? A lot of people I was seeing commenting on the article didn't like. There were lots of people said they didn't like it. We're giving the guy too much money, all that fun stuff. Whatever.
Well, the Steelers didn't give him the money.
Steelers have to
go ahead
and say it. Go ahead and say it.
What's that?
Well, Cree brings up he counts 2.54 against the cap.
Kind of. Honestly, I said this.
Yep.
And I'm going to say it in the article.
Okay.
When I give my salary update. Go ahead.
Let me preface this.
Yeah.
Okay. What Dave is about to say is not meant to be in poor taste or anything like that. It's just the reality of numbers. Now say it.
That's the exact dollar amount that the Steelers are going to get back on the salary cap when they finally make an official move with Dwayne Haskins coming off of their roster. It's the exact same, $2.54 million. That's just the reality of it. That's what I'm going to put in the article. It's kind of a nice way for me, who hasn't wanted to do a salary cap article since Dwayne Haskins passed away, because I didn't want it to be about the numbers. This is actually an easy way for me to not make the numbers change and say exactly what it is and go on with it. One of the two sites I use already has Dwayne Haskins off the books. The other one that I use still has him on the books. So it's just the reality of it. And it's sad. And I still get sad thinking about it, because that's not what that number is really about. But that's it. Now, when it comes to the Steelers in that contract, they didn't sign him to that contract. But when you pick a player up off waivers, you take the rest of their contract. And this is another time, yet again, where the Baltimore Ravens, their rookie contracts, I don't know if it's just them or if it's other places, but man, they have an awful big base salary in the last year, the way they do it. And when the Steelers traded for Chris Wormley, that was a pretty big base salary that they took on. Now, when they pick up Miles Boykin off waivers, they obviously don't have to deal with any of his signing bonus, dead money. If he doesn't make the team, they owe him nothing. Right. There's no dead money. So that's something to remember. So that's just kind of how it all is going to play out, and it is how it is. So thank you for helping me set that up, because I don't like to talk about it, but that's
overall, I think it's a decent move for the Steelers, basically because what you said there. Even if the Steelers decide and cut him, there's no dead money there. To me, that's a no-brainer to bring in a guy that really had a decent ceiling. Now, I also saw a lot of people talking about how the guys never lived up and played to the speed that he tested to.
Mm-hmm.
Some of that, I wonder, is that a product of where he was playing as well?
Yes, absolutely. And he did not play last year. Someone brought up the live chat. That is true. He was placed on IR before the season started with a hamstring injury. Did not play. He did decent his first 2 years. Not so much in year 3, and did not play in year 4. This is another one of those things where a player can come in. Maybe they
last year
rejuvenate. Maybe they don't.
Last year for him would have been year 3.
Last year would have been, was it year 3?
Because he was
right.
He wasn't a first round pick.
I know. I'm getting it screwed up in my head. So, so he did hold on. Yeah. These numbers, I had to write so many articles so fast.
Next year is year 3 for Chase Claypool. It is year 4 for Boykin.
So it's Boykin, So last year he was on the IR. He did play, but he only played in 8 games, and he had 1 reception for 6 yards. So he was on the IR to start the season, but he didn't play didn't play the whole season. So so I was getting confused with my years and everything there. Thank you for straightening me out in my head. So hopefully I don't get confused with this wonderful simulation coming up, which I know we need to get to, because we got to get through it. One more thing. Tomorrow morning, if you're watching live here now, live on YouTube or Facebook, it's tomorrow morning. If you're listening to this on podcast form, it's Wednesday morning. This will be the next podcast that is published at Behind the Steel Curtain. It's the beginning of our contest. It's a contest for 2 tickets to the Steelers draft party at Heinz Field on Saturday, April 30th, the Saturday of the draft. Now, here's how this works a little bit. There are some stipulations with this. There are 2 big stipulations for this. Okay. Number 1, you got to go. You got to claim the prize. Don't try to win the contest and not go. Number 2, while you're there, we will either give you a chance to make this a little bit easier, or you have to find and meet up with the other person sharing the screen with me right now, Big Bro Scho. He will be there. You need to find him, and you need a picture. That's the stipulations for this. Okay. The way it works, you're going to listen to our 2 audio shows each day for the next 3 days. That will be Wednesday's Let's Ride Wednesday noon times War Room, Thursday morning Stat Geek, Thursday noontime what Yin's talking about, Friday morning Let's Ride, and the last one is Friday at noon. Here we go, the Steelers show with Bad and Kevin. In those 6 shows, you will be given a clue. You will be given a clue about a Steelers player, and they're not going to say the name of the player. You have to figure out the name of the player, but we don't care about the name. We want the jersey number. And you're going to write down that jersey number. You're not going to send it in yet. You're not going to send it in. You're going to wait until you get all 6 of them. And then you are going to email it to Jeff Hartman, which is at bngblitz@gmail.com, which we will tell you in every time we give a clue. We'll make sure you get that. Don't do it one at a time, because then you'll be out of the running. You get one shot, send it to Jeff. The first person who emails it to it with all 6 numbers correct wins. It's not like last year where the numbers mean something. These numbers mean nothing other than they were players' jerseys numbers. There's no pattern. There's nothing tricky about it. So that's what we're going to do. So make sure you listen to those shows. Hit up that draft party. You'll be able to meet some Steelers legends. You can maybe be like me and kick a field goal at Heinz Field. That was a long time ago, and it was a 30-yarder that I hit. Because I went from the farthest distance they offered. Various things on the field there. The other part of the field, I think they might have some youth flag football games going on that you could watch. Fun things up in the UPMC lounge, all kinds of different things. And they don't announce this, but every year that I've been there, the draft picks that the Steelers have made are there. Rich has never been there before.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
I'm looking to try to go see whoever we pick up
the first time I was there was when Bud Dupree was taken, and he was there, and there were people getting autographs, and I walked right up to him while he was autographing stuff, and I'm like, this dude looks solid. I want to feel how solid he is. And I brushed up against him just to feel how solid he was, because I'm a big dude. I'll tell you what, that's one solid dude. That was as a rookie. So before he had played an NFL game. So that was always fun. So make sure you pay attention there and do that. You ready to get this simulation going?
No.
You got one more thing?
One more piece of news.
All right.
From the Steelers today.
Okay.
The hiring of assistant quarterback coach.
There is an assistant quarterbacks coach. Some people are making a big deal. Oh, they're sinking a lot into quarterback. This was part of the expanded Rooney Rule. The league is actually helping to pay for the salary with minority offensive assistants. That was widely reported. But Rich, tell us a little bit about him.
David Corley Jr., graduate of William and Mary. Actually holds basically every passing record there at the school. He finished up just before I got there.
As a player.
But he was there for several years as a coach while I was there. So
yes.
Yes.
So because for those of you that might be tuning in for the first time, Rich was an employee of William and Mary for 11 years. That is Coach Tomlin's alma mater. So we always have that claim to fame here. So So welcome on.
So it was cool. Cool to see that today.
Yeah. Yes. So let's get to this. I know this is what you all want. So we want to get here as fast as we can. I am going to bring it up on the screen so you all can see how it looks. Rich and I will get small. I will try to zoom in as much as I can. I have this all set up.
Our
pictures are small. I wish this made me small. The one we've used each year was from the draftnetwork.com, their mock draft machine. I have to tell you, 2 years ago, first time we did this, how many did we get right, Rich?
None.
0.
Yeah.
Last year we did this. How many did we get right?
I don't remember.
1. We got Najee Harris.
Oh, that's right.
We did. Yes, the way the draft fell out, which was funny because there was not that no running backs were taken. The last year's mock had Travis Etienne going ahead of Harris.
Yeah. So
that's what we do. Now, there will be people who comment on this on YouTube or other places and say, this is how the mock should have been. Someone did that last year, and I'm like, pay attention. All 5 of your picks all those players were gone at those selections. So all we can do is go with what they do. We're going to go with their predictive board. I don't know if you all can see me moving the mouse around there. We will check in because the other option is their player rankings. We'll check in on them whenever it's the Steelers pick. The way this works, they will automatically pick all the other teams except the Steelers pick. Then we will look at some of those top picks, try to let you all see them, see if there's any questions about position or anything. And then we will ask the live chat to all chime in on who they want to take. Rich will get that consensus. We will make the pick. Now, for the first pick, we'll go over every pick that was made up until the Steelers. So that way we have an idea. We won't do that between every pick. We're just going to look and see who's available. So we're going to go ahead and hit start draft. You ready? Buckle up.
I love mock drafts.
Because you love mock drafts. All right. So here we go. Loading up. Trying to move it to where people can see this. All right. Here's some of the selections already. As they're going quickly, I'm going to start reading through them. They went, whoa, I went a little bit too far there, didn't I? Can we see it?
Because but it's going to keep moving till finally. Okay, so finally got the Steelers.
So here we go.
Now you can scroll down.
It goes number 1, Hutchinson. I've been seeing this one a lot. We're on this one. Malik Willis going number 2 overall. There's still people that have him at the Steelers at 20, but I don't know. Evan Neal, 3rd. Trayvon Walker, 4th. Kyle Hamilton, 5th. Aquonu, I think I got that right. The tackle from NC State, 6th. Thibodeau, 7th. Garrett Wilson, 8th. Ahmad Sauce Gardner, 9th. Charles Cross, 10th. Stingley Jr., 11th. Jordan Davis, 12th. Jermaine Johnson, 13th. Wow, he fell in this one. Devontae Wyatt, 14th. That was a pick that, if you paid attention to last night's show. Drake London, 15th. Kenny Pickett, 16th. Trevor Penning, 17th. Andrew Booth Jr., 18th. Jamison Williams, 19th. So here's who the Steelers have to choose from according to the predictive board. A lot. I have a feeling this is what people are going to look at. You've got Chris Olave. I'm pretty sure I'm saying that right. People told me how I needed to pronounce it. Sorry, my screen keeps jumping. Okay, so I'm going to try to zoom in over here so you all can see this a little bit higher. A little bit. Does that help?
Yes.
Okay. We've got, this is their predictive board. 19, Chris Olave. 20, Desmond Ridder. 21, Zion Johnson. 23, Trenton McDuffie. 24, Tyler Linderbaum. Listen to Just Rides. Let's ride tomorrow. You're going to hear some interesting stuff there. George Karlaftis. Devin Lloyd is available. Daxton Hill, Kenyon Green. Dotson from Penn State. And I think that pretty much sums it up. If we look at the player rankings, they have it: Kenyon Green, Linderbaum, Devin Lloyd, Daxton Hill, Olave, Dean, Zion Johnson, Ajabo. That one's tough because don't even know if we'll get to play this his first year. Dotson, McDuffie. Rich, I am not on the screen to see. So far, what's the reaction of the live chat?
It's all over the place.
Yeah. So
I will say this:
it would have been good to go, but they're not there.
I disagree with Darkstorm 1, who says top safety, easy pick.
That's a desperation move.
That's what the Steelers do when we end up having lousy drafts. We say, "Oh, we need this position. We'll go get that one." Nope.
Just ask KT Smith. I think that's an article that's coming out tomorrow. He talked about it, or was it today?
It was today. It was fantastic.
Well, because he also talked about it on the Here We Go, the Steelers show, about when the Steelers really go best player available, that's when they get amazing players like Ryan Shazier, like TJ Watt. So what are we looking at, Rich? You've got to kind of bring it all together. Wow. I'm trying to come over and look, and it seems like it's all over the place.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. See, it's funny. I couldn't remember when Kevin's article was because I can go in and read them before they're published, and then I can't remember when they run.
Hill,
yeah. A lot of people are saying, they're saying Daxton Hill, which would be, where is he? He's the safety from Michigan. That would be basically, but the thing is, he's more of a free safety.
Right.
If people really want to go there, he would be a free safety that you'd be forcing to play strong safety and everything else. So this is tough the way this is falling out. So where are we looking?
Well, just hold on. I'm
trying
to I'm starting to see a few more looking for the wide receiver.
Olave. Am I saying that right?
Yep.
Olave? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And you know what? I'm even going to say here, this is, I'm going to bring this up from, I'm going to bring up one thing here.
Okay.
Although I just jumped, so I lost him. So give me
because people are really saying their stuff. Okay.
Yeah. So, Tyler Acuna says Olave creates elite separation, and you know what? I don't know. I want to say elite separation, but that is, but separation is correct, and that is the one thing speed wise and separation wise is something that, in some ways, would be a nice addition in the wide receiver room.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I think we're starting to.
We've got to get moving, or else we're never going to get done. So we're going to have to.
No, I'm starting to feel like that's the direction that I'm seeing the most.
Okay, because there was a lot of dissension there. So are we going to go with?
Some people though were saying Ritter.
I think more people were saying Olave.
I think more people were saying Olave.
Okay. And he is drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay.
So here we go. I'll leave it here where you can see players going off the board kind of as it's going quick. So, well, Desmond Ritter's still there. There he went. The problem is I'm zoomed in so much. All right. So there we go. So just to know a little bit what's going on. Oh, Nick Cross, the safety from Maryland, went just before the Steelers. Trying to scroll through if people can read these at all. Christian Harris went 46. I know people were on about Coral or Corral, however you say it. People, I've heard both ways. Desmond Ritter went to Seattle at 40. That's interesting. Devin Lloyd went 38. Not surprised. Just to let people see a little bit more where people went. Like holy cow, Sky Moore, the wide receiver out of Western Michigan, went in the first round. That's very interesting. So there was the Steelers pick, trying to go through some of these names a little bit easier. I wish I could slow it down whenever they make the picks, but it starts going right away and then you miss it. So here we have some options. So let's bring this over. Maybe. Okay. If that helps. We've got Quay Walker, linebacker out of Georgia. That's interesting. We've got Breece Hall, running back. I don't know that the Steelers are going to go running back. There's Sam Howell, if some people think that the Steelers could go there. There's Travis Jones. Okay. Well, first of all, Bernard Raymond is another player that a lot of people, the offensive tackle out of Central Michigan, have had going in the first round. He's still there. There's Tariq Woolen, cornerback, UTSA. Travis Jones has been a very popular pick for a lot of people in Steelers Nation, the defensive lineman out of UConn in the second round. That's been a popular one. See, there's someone like George Pickens from Georgia, but the Steelers don't need another wide receiver. Chad Muma, the linebacker from Wyoming. I know Shannon loves him. He's still available. So that's the predictive board. Now the player rankings. They have, of course, Isaiah Spiller, running back. Okay. Roger McCreary, cornerback from Auburn. Kenneth Walker III, running back. David Bell, wide receiver, Purdue. Mechie, I think is how you say it, wide receiver from Alabama. Cameron Thomas, the edge from San Diego State. Logan Hall. There's Travis Jones, of course. Raymond is just one of those curious ones as well. What are we getting from the live chat right now as I try to give everyone the best picture I can?
Okay.
I'm trying to look back and I see some Travis Jones, some other ones.
Yeah, I was seeing Travis Jones. I was actually seeing a lot of Travis Jones.
Yes, I'm seeing a lot of. People were asking. I think we're asking about him. Okay.
Someone that I saw a couple of.
Why are people so obsessed with safety?
I don't know, because this is the one starting
because
position.
It's the one thing they don't have
yet,
and that's why I still think the Steelers are going to take care of that.
I do too.
I'm seeing Walker and Jones is the two that I'm saying. Quay Walker. That's interesting. The Steelers have, like I said, they could really. They could go inside linebacker because I'm pretty sure that's an inside linebacker.
Yeah,
but that's kind of a deep room. But so was defensive tackle. Very interesting. So I've got to ask, what are we doing here?
See a couple of scroll down again. I did see a couple of Woolens that were out there as well. The corner,
Tariq Woolen.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were like we're really trying to. Okay. Some people like Steel Dog says, question, what is Tuitt's situation? That's a really big, that's a really good point.
Exactly.
So yeah. Someone said, is Quay Walker a run stuffer? Well, usually you can click on these things and they tell you something about them, but I might have to zoom back out just to be able to do this. Okay. There we go. It's over here. It says that he's better fit for a 4-3 as a will linebacker. Make plays in space. He's an uber athletic and rangy linebacker. His impact is felt in the run game and coverage and pressuring the quarterback. Don't know that that's the best scheme fit for the Steelers, but I'm not saying it's not either. So what are we doing? What's the verdict? Okay.
Drafting somebody.
Yes. So where are we going? According to the live chat.
I don't know, because again, everybody's all over.
Yeah, no one's agreeing here. We're having real problems.
Yeah.
Here. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to have to. We've got to narrow it down to 2. Narrow it down to 2, right?
Okay.
Is it Walker and Jones?
I think so. I think that's,
all right, here we go. We're going to let the live chat go really quick. And we, just so everyone knows, we are not trading. We've already said we're not even messing with that. We are taking this. So right now, real quick, type in the words Walker or Jones. We'll take this for about another 30 seconds. And just because that seemed to be where we got the most right now, I'm seeing Jones, Walker.
Jones or the offensive tackle.
Yep. Jones. So we simply just have to ask Walker. Walker, Jones. All right. So what are we doing?
Jones.
We are going with Jones. All
Sure.
right. So bring it back here. We are going with Travis Jones, interior defensive lineman, UConn, and draft. Muma was the next one, and then Walker, if we can see these coming across. Trying to let you all see what's happening as they go. It's just, this is really,
they go flying by.
As they go flying by, if anyone can see them. So, of course, all those people that you're thinking about there are not going to be available for the next one. Hey, there goes Sam Howell, 81. Almost made it to the Steelers 84. Not that I would take him there. So let's see what we have sitting here for the Steelers. Okay. Let's start at the top. All right. We have Isaiah Spiller, running back. Isaiah Likely, tight end. Darian Kennard, interior offensive line, Kentucky. Channing Tyndall, linebacker, Georgia. I skipped. Cade Otton, tight end. Jeremy Rucker, tight end. Dullock, tight end. Ed Ingram, interior offensive line, LSU. Defensive line. We don't need that. Abraham Lucas, offensive tackle, Washington State. Unless people really want a running back there. That's what we have on the predictive board. What we have on the player rankings, if I come back to the top there, went too far. Sorry about that. Okay. A lot of the same players. Is that Damone? It looks like Damone. Or is it Damon Clark, linebacker from LSU? Sam Williams, edge, Ed Ingram, interior offensive line. That I already said. Abraham Lucas, Washington State. Some players like that. What are we looking for? And then there's Kennard and interior offensive line and Strange interior offensive line. What are we looking at, Rich, so far? What's the feel of the live chat right now?
Right now, I'd say we're leaning towards Tyndall.
Okay, Tyndall. Got to come back to the predictive board. Tyndall. Yep, the linebacker from Georgia. So I'm going to real quick bring up his little draft profile here to see what they say about him. Then they say that he's an outside linebacker in a 4-3. Okay. He was not a full-time starter at Georgia. And everything coming off the edge. So he's downhill attacking linebacker. Here, while he lacks ideal length as a true edge defender, he's heavy enough to set the edge and hold the point. So he would be more of an outside linebacker in the Steelers system from what it
all right.
at 223.
The other one I'm seeing come up a lot is Spiller.
Spiller, the running back.
It's come up a couple times.
Yeah. Okay. So that's just interesting to see if that's just where the Steelers want to go. I ran one of these last night. It was my first one. And I honestly think I took Abraham Lucas here, the tackle from Washington State, just because it made, offense, tackle wasn't a bad place to go. But the Steelers could go in a number of places here. I'm coming back to the live chat to see what everyone has to say. Recap of our picks so far, someone asked. In the first round, we took wide receiver Olave, and then the second round, interior defensive line, it was Jones, correct? Yeah. Is there any specific position they want us to look at?
I think a couple folks have said tackle.
If you look at tackle, you've got Abraham Lucas. Then you get into the hundreds of Goadeke. I think that's right. I said that right. Rashad Walker from Penn State. Then you're down into the 120s. If you look at, I thought someone said look at corner. If you look at corner, just to see what we have there, you have. I don't even have the whole name. Williams Fay something, because it says ... And that says NCAA. I'm intrigued. What is this? I don't know who that is. That's why I want to look it up. Okay. He said senior division, NCAA Division I. Oh, it says John. It's just the way they have it. He's from Fayetteville State. They just didn't have it entered right
Yeah, they've
where
got
it was
it.
his
Yeah,
thing.
somebody.
Okay, so it's Josh Williams from Fayetteville State. Okay, I got you. That he's his own press developmental outside corner. That was interesting. So, this is getting tough. This gets tough every year because we're like, what to do. So, what are we looking at? Maybe see what we could do this. Okay.
Some people are saying take a tackle now or never. Which somebody said that.
No, that's
and they're based. Which I get the idea is if you're going to draft a tackle, you kind of want to get it. If you're really wanting to get somebody to help out and look to help out now, you kind of want to do it in one of the first 3 rounds, probably.
Yeah. Yep. So where was the tackle? Let me go back to it again. That it was, I'm way down here. Sorry. The way my mouse works versus my touch screen, sometimes it gets tough. So it was Abraham Lucas. It was probably that would be the best one there if that's what people would want. So some people see someone says, I agree. Running back is way too early right now to take a running back in the third after going running back in the first last year. So I'm not saying that running back should be off or there. Someone says Lucas there. So what do we want to narrow it to? We got to make sure we get going. We're going to run over here tonight.
Yep. Let's narrow it to Lucas.
Okay. Either Abraham Lucas, or was it Tyndall? But that's more of an edge rusher. Or is it Lucas the pick?
Okay, if you're wanting my input at all, I'm probably given where things have gone so far, I'm probably going with the offensive tackle.
Okay. There we go. And then we got people chiming in wanting to take people that weren't even available for the Steelers their first pick. But that always happens. Like I said, don't this is what we're doing, people. We can't draft people that are already taken. So are we going with Abraham Lucas?
Yep.
There we go. So the pick is made because we've got to roll. I'm trying to let you all see who's going as it's coming up.
By the way, I predict we come back to another 0 on this one.
You think so? I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. This one's so hard this year. You know what? I think what makes it difficult this year, like last year, you kind of knew that if Najee Harris was there, the Steelers would have taken him. This year, I think it's more up in the air of what's going to happen in front of the Steelers. Yeah. I feel that when it comes to the draft, and see, we're waiting a long time because the Steelers, they don't draft until till their comp pick in round 4. So what's going on? They're up now. What's happening now is that when you don't know what's going on at quarterback, you don't really know what's going on. Hey, the best player left's the punter. Just thought I'd tell you right now, according to the predictive board. But it's really, really difficult when you don't know what's going on with the quarterbacks, because last year you know what quarterbacks were going to be going. The only one you weren't sure about is always Mac Jones going to go before the Steelers, which of course he did. So when you know where the quarterbacks are going to fall, it's a little bit easier to predict what's going to happen in the draft. When you don't, it's really up to anyone. So here we go. We've got the top ones are punter, Matt, Ariaza, I'm pretty sure is the right way to say it. I don't think the Steelers are going to go that way. Tyler Batty, running back, Missouri. Kyron Williams, running back, Notre Dame. I know a number of people that have mentioned him with the Steelers. Xylon McCollum, cornerback, Sam Houston State. Damian Pierce, running back, Florida. Lots of running backs. Rashard White, running back, Arizona State. Chigazwadwim, tight end from Maryland. Okay. Kobe Bryant, the cornerback from Cincinnati. I've heard his name out there before.
But he'd have to wear either number 8 or 24.
Yeah. And see, that's another one that gets me sad. So, and those are some of the things under the predictive board. Let's go quick to the player rankings. They have the best players, Rashad White out of the running back, and Tyler Batty, running back from Missouri. Interior defensive line from Arkansas, already have an interior defensive lineman. is it Monteric? I think I said it right. Monteric Brown from Arkansas, and then Kobe Bryant. Braxton Jones, tackle from Southern Utah. That's not a bad pick there, but we just took a tackle. So those are some of the options. Do we need to look at any positions specifically from the live chat that they think maybe they should draft this? Okay. Any idea? Getting some Kobe.
I'm seeing Velez Jones and Kobe.
Okay. Where's Velez? What's Velez Jones? Let's see. I'm going to have to type. How do you spell it? That's VELUS.
Yep.
Yeah, wide receiver from Tennessee. He's still there. I wasn't sure. Oh, we're still under player rankings. That's why I thought I went back to the predictive boards. So what do you think? Do you think
I'm seeing, and in terms of position, I'm seeing a lot of I am seeing corner that's coming up, which would lead you towards Kobe. Johnny Bravo brings up the Kobe's leading here in the live chat based on what we're seeing.
If that's it, then let's go with it.
Let's go with it.
Pick and roll. Okay, we're going to make the pick and roll if I can find him. Where'd he go? There he is. Kobe Bryant, cornerback, Cincinnati, and a draft. So there we go. I'm going to see if I can bring this over so you can kind of see what players are going, whether you know them or not. This is fun, although we are running late. You don't like this, do you? So what do we have? We've got 3 picks left, round 6 and 7. While we're waiting for it to go, what positions do you think the Steelers are still looking to add? So far, they've gone wide receiver, interior defensive line, offensive tackle, and corner. I think there's a chance that you could be looking at, possibly running back. Edge is another possibility. I think we all know who we want to be available for the last pick. So we've got a couple bloodlines that the Steelers could go with. Man, that thing is still churning through. Hey, there went the punter. So if people could say some of the positions, some are saying another wide receiver. That people are asking about defensive line. Steelers got defensive line. Do you think they need to double dip at defensive line? They do have an awful lot of players for defensive line. Yeah, let's see where we are.
Don't need another defensive lineman.
Okay, so let's come over here. The tight Daniel Bellinger. What's the pick we're at? We're at pick 208. Yep. So their predictive board is pretty much right on. Oh, wait, I'm way down. Okay, so we have Ty Chandler, running back from North Carolina. Isaac Taylor Stewart, cornerback from USC. Deion Bellinger, tight end, San Diego State. Kalen Barnes, corner, Baylor. Matt Hankins, cornerback, Iowa. David Anane from Houston, linebacker. I know I butchered that name. Nick Grant, safety, Virginia. Cade Hall, edge. What's up?
Oh, hold on. I'm just looking.
Okay.
What everybody's talking about.
Because we really want this to be everyone else's stuff. Right now, they're saying that make this go away. Okay. Right now they're saying running back Ty Chandler is the top player rank, not predictive rank. Otomewo, the edge rusher from Minnesota, is another one that's up there. Tyquan Thornton, wide receiver, Baylor, is another one that's up there.
Mentioned that's not bad.
Okay, so what are we doing here?
Demetrius says Ty Chandler or Tyquan Thornton.
Okay, so
I say another Chandler.
Okay,
let's
narrow it to those two right now, unless people really want to go otherwise. Chandler or Thornton? You think that's?
Yeah, someone wanted to know who's left at quarterback.
At quarterback?
Yeah.
Okay, we can check the quarterbacks. I will check that.
Check,
Everyone's really convinced that the Steelers will take one even late. I don't know that they will. You've got Eric King from Miami. You got Brock Purdy from Iowa State, and you've got Dustin Crum from Kent State. Yeah, that's who is left. If you want to see who's gone, it's Willis, Pickett, Ritter, Quarrel, Howell, Strong. They Cohen from Notre Dame, Thompson from Kansas State, Cole Kelly from Southeastern Louisiana, Caleb Ellaby is gone, Bailey Zapp is gone. Just so people knew what was going on with the quarterback position. All right, Rich. So what's it look like?
I'm going with what I've got from my friend Johnny Bravo.
Okay.
We did have a lead that then was overtaken. So
Okay.
Chandler was kind of leading, but Thornton has kind of come back and taken the lead there.
So are we going with Thornton?
Sure, why not?
That was the question. All right, we'll go with wide receiver again.
Yep.
I don't trust myself to drafting Steelers wide receivers because they always come on with someone that I didn't know and they knew better than me. So, all right. Oh, there went our pick. There went Cameron Hayward. Or sorry, not Cameron Hayward. What's his? Connor Hayward went at 217 to the Lions. That's one that I like to get as the Steelers' last pick. So,
well, we still could have some, it was brought up earlier. We still have someone other bloodline we could, Steeler bloodline we could go get out there.
Which I don't know if he's still there or not. I don't even remember what position he plays. So what are we looking at here? So here's what we have right now. The Steelers are going to have two picks quick. Got some wide receivers. What position are we looking at? See, we got Cade. Okay, that's the player rankings. Let's go back to the predictive board. The predictive board has cornerback, tight end Daniel Bellinger. He's still there. Kalen Barnes, cornerback. Okay. Matt Hankins, cornerback, Iowa. I'm trying to say here, Dave, a lot of the same players I said last time.
Yeah.
A lot of them are still there.
Deal? What's that linebacker? Who is it? Like,
which one?
You're asking me to do this. The guy from Houston there that you can't pronounce.
And yeah. So let's see what that says about him. Trying to bring this over. Okay. That he went to Houston there. He's a 3-4 outside linebacker. Okay.
Yeah.
Is what you're looking at there. So that could be an edge. The Steelers could be looking for some depth at edge in the draft right now because they don't, right now their number 3 guy is Tuska. Unless Avery's going to be into the mix there as well. So any positions people need me to check or what's the consensus going on right now? That was the predictive board player rankings. Make that go away. Okay. More wide receivers. Okay. Which is funny. Lots of wide receivers now, no running backs, whatever they went wide receiver or the running back. There's Isaiah Pola-Ma'au.
That name is coming up as well as Lake.
Do they want to go with Pola-Ma'au? What's the live chat think of that pick here? I see some people.
Yes, I'm seeing. Yep. That's what I'm saying. I'm seeing a decent number there.
Let's do it. Safety.
Okay, let's do it.
Boom. Pick.
Done.
We got one more coming.
Okay.
Why is this not scrolling? Come on, scroll over. Okay. So the Steelers what have they not taken? They didn't take a quarterback. I'm me being in charge of this, I'm not shocked at all. They didn't take any interior offensive line that they have as big team needs. They added 2 interior offensive linemen in free agency. You've got edge, you've got linebacker that's still on the list there of needs. So here's the player rankings. There's a corner at the top, Williams from Houston. You've got Naylor, wide receiver from Michigan State. You've got Noah Burks, edge from Wisconsin. Another edge from Wisconsin, Chance Campbell from Ole Miss. You've got Joshua Ross from Michigan. Ben, I don't know if it's Still or Stilly, who knows? Okay, from Nebraska. Those are some of the player rankings. If we go back to the predictive board, which is what we've been doing there, you've got Taylor Stewart, cornerback from USC. Once again, Hankins, cornerback from Iowa. He's been there for a while. Some of these are the same guys still. What is there any particular players that they're saying they want to see if they're still there that they weren't sure of? that I could look in just to see if they're still there. I have a feeling this predictive board's not going to be as good, that we need to do player rankings. So just trying to get a feel here to help us finish out.
Let's see. A couple I'm seeing. Tight end Lucas Kroll, Charles Williams, running back UNLV. Cree says Burks. I have no idea who that is, but I'm sure Cree does, because I hate mock drafts.
Oh, there's Noah Burks. He's the edge from Wisconsin.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yes, that's that one. So, okay. So
someone wants to know what are the running backs? Demetrius wants to know. Yeah, said edge ?
Okay, so edge. I think if it's edge, I think it's Noah Burks. Okay, running backs are they're way down there on the list. Ingram from USC, Davis Price from LSU. Honestly, a number of these guys that would probably be
undrafted free agents.
Exactly, is what I was going to say.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
What else are we looking at?
Folks have said Campbell.
Okay, who's Campbell?
I don't know.
I'm looking for him. Okay.
Chance
Campbell, linebacker, Ole Miss. Okay. So
Corey asks, Hayward is not still available. Hayward was drafted.
Hayward was drafted before the last pick. Okay. Chance Campbell, they say his ideal thing is 2-2-2 inside linebacker, 4-3, but could suffice in a 3-4. In the run game, he's aggressive and physical in the box. Okay. The question is he an upgrade over someone like a Buddy Johnson that's still not seeing the field? That's sometimes the question you ask. So I say let's you think what else are you getting? I mean, we could narrow it down to like Campbell and Burks, but I'm not looking at the live chat right now to see. Yeah. Okay. There's still some, Tyler's still convinced that they're going to draft a quarterback. I'm not. I'm really not. If they don't take a quarterback in the first 2 rounds, I don't know if they need to take one, unless there's someone is really under the radar, and I wouldn't know who. Okay.
And my thought is they'll have they'll have their eyes on some guys who to bring into camp to basically fight it out for the 3rd spot.
Quentin Lake, that would be another safety out of UCLA. He's ranked 305. There's a good chance he's an undrafted free agent.
Yeah.
Is the other one there. So what are we doing here for the last pick?
Roll the dice.
What do you mean? Do roll the dice. Okay.
I don't know. What do you want to do? Because I hate mock drafts.
I know. All right. I say we've already got 2 wide receivers, so we don't need to go there. I say we should either go Burks out of Wisconsin or Chance Campbell from Ole Miss. What do they say? Burks or Campbell? Someone said Burks or Campbell.
Steeler Chick says Burks, but Steel Dog 88 says Campbell.
Yeah.
And Demetrius said Burks or Campbell. So
yeah.
So pick one, Dave. Your turn.
Okay. Burks. I just saw some Burks. We're going with Burks. Okay. And that will finish out our draft. You got to wait for it to run to the end. So we will go with my picks. And here you go, Steelers fans, because we got to go quick. We've got number 20 overall. We got Chris. Whoa. Okay. Number 20 overall. Come on. Chris Olave, wide receiver, Ohio State. 52 overall. Travis Jones, interior defensive line, UConn. 84. Abraham Lucas, offensive tackle, Washington State. 138, Kobe Bryant, cornerback, Cincinnati. 208, Tyquan Thornton, wide receiver, Baylor. 225, Isaiah Pola-Ma'au, which is the nephew of Troy Polamalu, safety nephew, I believe, right? I think nephew. Yes. USC. If it's not nephew, it's cousin. I'm not sure which generation it is, but it's in there somewhere. Other people, they'll correct me. And last but not least, Noah Burks, edge, Wisconsin. We're going to do our final question here really quick because we're almost out of time. Here's our final question, and I'll try to leave this up here. If I can, I don't know if I can get all the picks on the screen. I'm trying. But this is the question. I'm going to ask it now. Rich, you can answer it while I type it in, so then we can bring them up. Because it's a tradition. We have to do it. What's your favorite pick out of all those?
Gee whiz.
Of the ones we just had. Yeah, people were confirming nephew. I was right. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I gotta love anybody that's a nephew of Troy Polamalu.
Yep.
Okay. To me, could be exciting.
Yep. I'm bringing it in. I'm putting it in the live chat for people to put in their favorite pick that we made here. I'm going with Travis Jones in the second round. That's my favorite pick out of everything up there.
Yeah, that was a pretty.
Yep.
Yeah.
Steel Dog 88. He says Travis Jones. Brandon Brown says Olave. I guess
that's Brian Brown.
Brian Brown. Who'd I say?
Brandon.
I messed it up. I don't know. Too many names for me to keep straight. Guy Rowe says Kobe Bryant. Okay. Corey S says Chris Olave. John Bobo says favorite Olave. CO Chick 46 says Kobe. Dark Storm 41 says Olave. Gyro says I love Olave too. Oh, he already had one. I messed it up. Cree says Olave. Steelers Pittsburgh says Olave. Demetrios says Jones in the second is great value. Okay. June Raiders. I haven't seen that name in here before. This is great. Olave. I'm glad to see new people in here.
I think I saw June Raiders in here last week. So
good. Okay. Never Ender says Kobe Bryant for the value where we got him. Okay. Clarence Washington says Olave. Sherry Richards says Troy's family. I like that. That's a good way to put it. Tyler Acuna says Travis Jones for pedigree at IDL. Okay. Larry Monek says Olave. John Loof or Luff says Hola Moa, which I mess up. Okay. Sherry Richards 43 for life. Richard Adamson says 225. Hola Mao. Okay. Greg Schallenberger says Olave. Never Ender says Kobe. I might have messed that one up if I did. Oh, it said copy. I just realized that. I read it as Kobe, so that's fine. John Walter says Pola Ma'au. Okay. What's this? Nay Drew says Thornton. There's another one throwing it in there. So there we go. Rich, let's sum this up here. This took a little bit of time. We had some news to talk about at the beginning, and then we were a little bit indecisive early. It's a fun activity, but what's crazy is how much it would change if you did it again right now. It really is. Yeah. But this was just our one shot. We didn't do trades. We didn't do anything of that nature. Let's go ahead and bring us back up here like that. Lots of fun tonight. Make sure you're checking out all the shows. Don't forget the contest. The contest starts. You got to listen to Let's Ride tomorrow. Let's Ride in the War Room. That's your ones on Wednesday. Stat Geek, what Ian's talking about on Thursday. Let's Ride. And Here We Go show on Friday. Listen to all those shows. Get the clue. Get your 2 tickets to the Steelers draft party on April 30th, where you can meet up with Big Bro Scho. So make sure you're but also check out all the other podcasts. We're going to keep coming. The draft coverage is picking up. And of course, make sure you check it out. Behind the Steel Curtain, your one-stop shop to all things Pittsburgh Steelers. Rich, what do you want to say to close us out tonight?
Real quick, close out, get in on that contest. I want to be able to meet up with some folks up there, myself and one of our other fans from the live chat who's going with me, Thaddeus Kennedy. We will be there on the 30th. Looking forward to it. But the best part about it is actually going to be the fact that we'll already have been through round 1, 2, and 3. And we will know when I get there who the Steelers have picked in those rounds. And you know what I think about that?
What's that?
Can't wait.